I'm going to go to Grand Central Station because of this.
This is Graham Central Station. Larry Graham, formerly from Sly and the Family Stone, went out on his own, started Graham Central Station.
Oh, it's Graham. Oh, it's a play on words.
Yeah, Graham.
Oh, that's cute.
Because Larry Graham.
He probably been thinking about that for a long time, like laying in bed, like, if I ever go on my own, I'm calling it Graham Central Station.
Welcome, folks. We are live Monday night. It is
the Rich and Bonnie show, but it's not really called that.
It's called My Wife Hates Me.
It's called My Wife Hates Me. We have a podcast also called My Wife Hates Me.
On iTunes
completely
and
different.
Two different. One.
Completely different shows, same name.
Yes, and this one we're live in studio. We have guests. We take calls. We definitely need some calls tonight. 866-969-1969. This weekend I'm at McGuire's Pub in Bohemia. And then next weekend, May 13th
You're doing
14th,
a Black Box Theater in Boca Raton, Florida.
Black Box Theater. And also, too, folks, and we're going to move on.
And also, when we're in front of a microphone, we use the word folks, and in nowhere else in our lives.
Yeah, I always say folks.
Do we ever say folks?
I stole that from Colin.
Come on, folks, let's get a move on. You don't say that when you're in traffic.
Yeah, I stole folks from Colin, though, because he was the first one to say folks.
He was? Oh,
yes.
Okay. I didn't realize that Colin Quinn invented the term folks.
Yes, folks. When he would, Anyhow, listen.
I didn't know he was that old. He looks very good.
A lot of folks.
I can't hear this conversation.
A lot of people go to Amazon and buy stuff at Amazon, right?
Oh, my God. Here we go.
So if you're going to buy something at Amazon, please go to Amazon.richvoss.com. Amazon.richvoss.com.
Since you're there, just buy my book.
Bookmark it. Amazon.richvoss.com. We're going to have a great one tonight. We're going to have a great
This is what I hate most about...
What?
I'm going to refer to this as showbiz, however, I realize I'm in some kind of denial. This is... I hate the selling of it all. I hate the tweeting about, listen to our show, watch our show, buy this, do this. And then we have to do some reads later on here. It's like, I just want to be creative and throw the chips where they may, let them land, whatever the fucking saying is. And I don't feel like, please, everybody.
It's just like last weekend.
Listen to us. Come see us. It's just, I feel like I'm constantly begging for something.
Last Thursday and Friday, I was at a club, and they do probably know, which I'm not for sure. I don't know what they spent on advertisement, but Thursday was a wash. It was empty. Friday was semi-decent, but everybody there Friday was there because I was plugging it on radio all over the place. Plugging it. So also now, besides being a creative person, you have to be a promoter. Yeah. That's what it's all breaks
you
out
got
to.
that right, sister.
You
gotta promote your shit.
You gotta write the material.
You gotta get some Twitter followers. I'm at Bonnie McFarlane. This little fellow over across from me is at Rich Voss.
I would rather them go
our numbers up.
I would rather them go to Amazon.com.
I have the same amount of Twitter followers that you have blocked. Just ironically, we have.
Well, listen, folks, we need you to call in because we're going to do a segment tonight. 866-969-1969. We're going to do a segment we haven't done in a while called Ask Rayna. We have a special guest in, Rayna Voss, who is 8 years old. And if you have anything you want to ask her...
866-969-1969. That's got to be annoying for you. I was doing it last week a lot. I'm sorry. I'm not going to do it anymore. I'm not going to do that radio voice. It's just fun to do for me, but I'm sure it's not entertaining at all for anyone else.
Watch somebody call...
866-969-1969. I just did it without a radio voice. It was hard to do.
I don't think we have a lot of listeners tonight because they expect us on Tuesday, not Monday. This is the only time or the first time we've done Monday.
None of our listeners in Los Angeles drive to work on Monday. Did you know that?
Drive home. It would be driving home.
Yeah, they drive to... Well, how are they going to... They're going to just leave their car, Rich, at work?
Well, this is drive home time.
I get that. I understand that, and I think...
Riddle? Why would you just say none of our... Okay, go ahead.
Well, I seriously... Oh, yeah, take a call. Rich is going to take a call that no one else can hear because it's on his cell phone.
Hello?
Yeah, good.
I'm on the air now on Sirius, so I really can't talk. But yeah, no big deal. I'll talk to you later. It's no biggie at all. Professional. All right, should we get this started with the Ask Rayna? Oh yeah, let's see.
Well, wait. We got a host and we got some music. Let's do the segment.
All right, we're gonna start with we're getting calls now for Ask Rayna. And Rayna, put the mic by you. Let me hear you. Go testing.
Testing.
Okay.
Why wouldn't you use that mic? That's your mic.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
You just broke it.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus, the kid is stupid.
Oh, God.
Don't. Listen, this is a serious segment.
Because it's on Sirius.
All right.
That's right.
I don't know who's dumber, the mother or the daughter.
This is not.
They can't work a microphone.
Okay, that's good.
No, it's too high above. It's got to be in her
down.
mouth. There.
No, it won't go down.
Then give her the other mic.
There you go. Keeps falling off.
Oh.
I'm going to use this.
Here. There you go.
There you go. All right.
Oh, my God. Okay. Go ahead, Lewis.
Boy, this is real good radio here.
Woo-hoo. We're starting off strong. Here we go with the Ask Rayna.
And now it's time for Ask Rayna, featuring Rayna.
Rayna, you ready for your first question?
Yes, I am.
Hayden from California.
Hey, how's it going, ma'am? How you doing, Rayna?
Good.
Good. I was going to ask you a question, miss. I was wondering what you thought about the war overseas.
The war overseas as opposed to the war here in the United States.
Yeah. What do you think about war in general?
Well, next question.
Yeah, that's a bad question. Jerk. Okay. Sorry about that. What a way to start.
I know.
Okay.
I know. That's not a kid.
She's allowed to pass on 2 questions. So she's passed on 1. So
Okay.
Here we go. Go ahead, Charlie in New York. Go ahead.
Hello, thank you. So I have a question for Rayna about being a dad and being a daughter to a dad and whatever. So I had a kid with a girl who turned out to be a stripper with a heroin problem, and now I have full custody of a 2-year-old. And I just want to know how to be a good dad, Rayna, because you have a pretty good dad.
How do you be a
What's
good
your
dad?
advice?
He wants to know how to be a good dad.
Be a good dad by... Well, first, be a good dad by not coming to the hospital when your wife is in labor.
Staying away.
Yes. You can also be a good dad by going to the bar at night when you're supposed to be watching your kid.
That's
These are all
good.
great ideas. Okay.
What else?
Anything else?
Also, you should cheat on your wife and date a stripper.
To get closer to your daughter, I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay.
That makes you a good dad?
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Okay, thank you.
Wow.
Lewis, every time she doesn't answer, you should put that music back on again.
There's tons of calls with
I'm
no
coming.
names. Do you see names?
He's busy. He's working.
Look at all these calls, Rayna. You're popular. That was a good answer.
All right. Yeah.
Do you think that makes you a good dad?
Yes, it does. It does. You should really try it.
Okay. You want me to go to a club and pick up a stripper?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. This segment is called Ask Rayna. We've got David from Arkansas on the line. Go ahead.
Hey, Rayna, how are you today? I wanted to ask you, who gives better help at homework, your mom or your dad?
Well, both of them care too much about their phones than me, so I don't have help.
Does that answer your question? Okay, it does.
Yes, it does.
I guess we don't get music after every answer.
Do-do-do-do.
Yeah. Joe from Florida, you're on with Rayna Vos. What do you want to ask her?
Hey, Rayna, why do kids like Minecraft so much?
Oh. Why do you really like Minecraft?
Shut up, you pervert.
Shut up, you pervert, she says to him.
Why didn't you answer that one? Why do you play Minecraft so much?
It's fun. Jeez. It's a simple question.
Do you create cities and stuff on Minecraft?
Sure.
Are you
Sure.
really? Is this one answer, Rayna?
One-word answers?
Is this
Yep.
one-word answer, Rayna? Take that pencil out of your mouth. You're doing radio.
1-word answers with Rayna.
Okay, we've changed the segment into one-word answers with Rayna. Tom from Canada.
Hey, Rena. Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Hi.
My question is, what's the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to you?
This.
Ahem.
That's
Thank
it?
you. One-word answers with Rayna.
Da, da, da.
One-word answers. Okay, we have Jared from Pennsylvania.
Oh, this is pretty cool. Rayna, who do you think's funnier?
For one thing, I think I'm funnier, and for a second thing, why do you work at Subway? Why not McDonald's?
Oh, I don't work there anymore.
That was Jared, who I believe is calling from jail. There's another Jared. Jared from New Jersey.
Okay.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, how's it going?
This is Jared from Pennsylvania.
Oh, you.
Oh, wait. What's your name?
I'm Jared from New Jersey.
Yeah,
Yes.
This is Jared from New Jersey. If you're hearing us and we're hearing you, you can just go right on with the question asking.
What kind of operation is this right now? Got Jareds meeting each other? What's wrong with you people?
It's a weird. It's
Fuck
weird.
you,
Whenever
Bob.
we have anyone under the age of 10, the Jareds just call like crazy.
What? He hung up.
I don't know because he knows he's a pervert. Go ahead, Derek from Chicago.
Hey, Rayna, I have a question for you, and it's a follow-up to the Minecraft question.
Mm-hmm.
My son's obsessed with Minecraft, and his father made the mistake of leaving his credit card connected to his Xbox. This little boy charged my card $185 to build up his super world. What would you do as a parent to punish him?
$185
In the course of 3 hours.
in 3 hours. He spent.
I would, let me think.
Just gotta think for a minute if we
I
get
need
some
to
thinking
think.
music.
Well, if I was a parent, for one thing, I would kick him out of the house and kill him during his birthday.
That's
You know what? I've got to thank you. That's exactly what I did. Rayna, you're going to be a great parent someday. I got to tell
Oh,
you.
yes, I am.
Best wishes to you, dear.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Derek from Chicago.
Well, I guess that would be our segment.
This is our segment.
Ask
No, we got
Rayna.
other calls. This is our
Oh.
segment. Sometimes we go with one-word answers from Rayna, and sometimes it's Ask Rayna. But if you've got a question for an 8-year-old, please call up. Rayna's got all the answers.
That was pretty rough. Kick him out of the house and kill him?
Yeah, that's what I would do.
No, you wouldn't.
Yes, I
Because you'd
would.
go to prison. Do you want to go to prison?
I'm
You
a
know
good
what?
parent. I'm a
What's
good
it-
parent. Good parents do that.
Do you know what would happen in prison to you? Do you have any idea? You'd get in fights. People would steal your food.
What happened to our calls? They just went away. 866-969-1969.
Because they're scared to ask Rayna
Scared to ask Rayna a
Because you know
question?
what? They don't want the real answers in life. And Rayna gives the real answers. Mm-hmm. That's why people get intimidated by you, Rayna, because you're not going to hold back. You're not going to hold back and to say what you think and how.
People can hear that, you know.
What?
She's like, keeps touching the mic.
Well, she's 8 years old. And she doesn't have
What
a.
do you expect? I don't have a life. This is what I do for fun.
Oh, God, how awful. Is that embarrassing? What if your friends heard you? Would you be embarrassed?
I would tell them to fuck off.
God. Do you talk like that around your friends?
You better not.
Well, I don't because I don't have any friends.
Yeah, not after you say stuff like that, right?
You have friends. You're pretty popular in school, right?
What is your least favorite question that you get on this show?
Oh, look at all these calls.
I forget what my least favorite question is. What was it?
You told me before that you don't like it when they always go like, who's funnier? Your
Oh,
mom.
yeah. Who's funnier? Yeah. This. No one's funny here around here. Okay? There's your answer, all of you. So just go fuck the hell off.
Stop talking that way.
Okay. We got Mark from Rockland. Go ahead.
It's not funny.
This is Ask Rayna.
Hey, Rayna.
Hi.
I want to know what your earliest memory is.
It was being born in the hospital, coming out like lava from a volcano. Yeah, I said my mom's vagina was a volcano. Boom.
There you go, Mark. There's the answer. This is Ask Rayna. Ask her anything. Larry from Minneapolis. Go ahead.
Rayna, you ever get embarrassed by your dad's bumbling, stumbling mouth because he can't talk half the time?
Did you understand what this guy said?
No.
No, how can you?
Yeah, it's like...
I think you are my dad.
Oh, we got Dr. Jeff. We'll get to him in a second. Go, Johnny from Canada. Go ahead. You're on with Rayna. You can ask her anything.
Hi, Rayna.
Hi.
I have a question. Who hits more? Does mommy hit daddy more, or does daddy hit mommy more?
That's a question only perverts would ask. So fuck off.
Stop talking now. We answer the question.
Okay, geez.
We got
I hit more. I hit my dad.
Well, they're stupid questions. I mean, what is she supposed to say?
What am I supposed to say? My dad hits him so much so he goes to jail every day?
No, I don't hit. No one hits in our house.
Exactly. What am I supposed to say?
Dr. Jeff, this is a caller that he's our therapist.
He's a
right
real
now.
doctor, so he's real.
He could. Do you think that letting Rayna curse is bad parenting?
No, I'm for cursing personally.
Okay.
Absolutely. Rayna, I think you're awesome, first of all.
She gave you a thumbs up, which is not great for radio.
Nope, it's not.
Okay. Got it. So my question, Rayna, it's a tough one, a little bit serious. How do you think technology is changing you guys as kids today? Like phones and internet and Facebook.
What kind of questions are these?
This is a hard one. This is serious.
Well, you don't know what it was like before.
Yeah. What do you think? I'm 80?
But you're smart, Rayna. You're really smart.
Yeah, but don't talk to a doctor this way. You gotta, you know.
Let me think.
She can talk to me however she wants.
No, don't say that to her. She's a time bomb.
I'm okay with that. I can deal with that.
She's a time.
Technology is changing stuff because people can watch more porn.
Thank you.
Oh, that's a good point. I didn't think of that.
There's your answer, Dr. Jeff. Thanks for calling. We'll take two more questions in our Ask Rayna segment. Ask her anything. Here we go. This is Blackbeard from the Lost Seas. I have a feeling he's a pirate. Arr, matey.
Arr, hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello, this is Rayna.
Yes.
I heard many stories across the seas about you.
Okay.
Best advice for a pirate. I am getting lonely in my days, and I am just wondering, what kind of pet would be best suited for me?
Are you ready, kids?
Uh-oh, I think he really is a pirate.
We have a sponge.
What kind of pet would you get him, or should he get?
I would get it. He should get a... Well, I don't really care. If it's anything that can kill you, then I'll advise you to take it.
All right, I'll settle on the crocodile with an alarm clock. I can't do that. Yeah.
Thanks for calling, Blackbeard. We have last question. Last question.
Wait, but hold on. Why would you want to kill the pirate? He was nice to you. Why would you want to get...
Because he's a pervert trying to talk to kids like he's a pirate. Jeez.
You're a weirdo. You're doing a segment. Who do you want to call? Other kids?
No, I want people that aren't perverts.
Can we get a non-pervert to call, please? That would be nice. So far, we've had all perverts call tonight.
Geez.
It's crazy. Okay, Tony from New York, you're our last call. Go ahead.
Please don't be a pervert.
I'm not a pervert. Very simple. We like better, boys or girls, Rayna?
Wait, what?
Boys or girls, he wants to know, like your friends, I guess.
Who do you like better?
What?
Who do you like better, boys or girls?
Like, what do you mean?
I think he just means his friends. Like, do you hang out at school with boys more or girls more?
With boys or
Girls.
Girls.
Okay.
Okay.
Why?
You're a pervert. Let's see where this is going.
Thanks for calling, Tony.
Why do you like girls
That
better?
was our segment. That was Ask Rayna.
Sometimes with one question answers. And
One word answers.
One word answers.
This is your theme music for your segment.
Nice.
You like it? You think Lewis did a good job on that?
She ad-libbed. She did some pretty good ones.
Yeah, nice job.
I think you did pretty well.
High five.
I think you did pretty well. Take off your headphones and scram. I think you did say thank you. Say see you next
I just
time.
have one word for all the viewers out there.
Viewers, we're on radio.
Listeners, same thing. Go fuck yourself.
You think that's funny? It's not funny.
I don't think it's funny. I
you
think
laugh. Do you know that's again? I don't know. I guess.
Sorry, Sebastian from New Jersey. The segment's over.
Was calling.
Yeah, too bad. I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry. The segment's done.
Yeah, I know. Next time. Because we might have been able to fix, make a new friend.
Wow.
Why don't you add here?
First of all, why is your 8-year-old listening to the show? We're the bad parents.
Wait, take the call, and the 8-year-old can ask us, and we'll relay the question.
Okay, go ahead, Sebastian from New Jersey. You're on the air with Rich and Bonnie.
Well, if I like someone and they didn't like me, what would I do?
You want to answer that, Rayna?
Sure.
Okay.
Don't be mean.
I couldn't hear him.
Oh, he said, if I like someone and they don't like me, what should I do?
Move on, right? Oh, sorry.
Well,
think about it for a second. Have you ever had that happen where you've liked someone that didn't like you?
No, because I don't like anyone. I told you I'm lonely. I don't have any friends.
You're lonely with
Maybe
no friends?
Sebastian could be your friend.
Yeah. I'll be your friend.
Okay, sure.
Well, this has been a Disney retelling. Thank you, Sebastian, for calling. Where Sebastian got a friend and Rayna has now met a pirate.
He was a real pirate, I think.
Yeah, thanks to all the perverts who called in for the Ask Rayna.
Where did she learn that new word, pervert? Like, that's...
They know it from school. Yeah, because didn't you tell me the teacher said the other day, like, hey, there was a pervert?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, she overheard the teachers. They weren't saying it to the children.
Oh, okay.
But the teachers were talking and Rayna overheard them.
I thought you didn't coax her at all, did you? No.
I didn't coax her.
So I think she had some good answers.
There's got to be... I'd like to be transparent about our Ask Rayna. We did a lot of hand gesturing during that segment.
Yeah, we taught her signs.
I hope Oprah doesn't come down on us for.
No,
like, why do we have to be? First of all, there wasn't any, but why? Like, who cares if there was?
Well, because then it's not real. Then it's Ask Rich and Bonnie. But when she ad-libs herself, then it's what do you call it?
Scott from Wisconsin. You didn't like that segment?
It was a little creepy. Grown men talking to little girls.
I know, right? But Rayna nailed it every time.
Yeah, you think so? Or you're trying to get the authorities called on you guys and get your kid yanked away.
For what?
Why would anyone yank our kid away?
I don't know.
For that, I mean,
super hyper culture that we have today.
No, I mean kids are in movies that are pretty creepy.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, that's a good point. All right. I'm the dumb one. I'm sorry.
No, you're not dumb. I mean,
Scott, I'm glad you said that because so few people will cop to it when they're wrong.
Wait, Scott, what part of Wisconsin are you? Like, I was just in Minneapolis, but I went over to a course in Wisconsin, which is right on the border there. But
we had this conversation like 3 weeks ago.
What part of Wisconsin is that?
Northwest Wisconsin is where you were. I live about 3 hours from there.
Oh, okay.
Central Wisconsin.
So I was northwest. Oh, okay. And where's Madison?
Yeah.
Madison's in the middle?
No, Madison's south central.
Oh, okay. Well, anyhow, thank you for listening and calling again.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, no, sorry, though. Still creeping me out, but...
Yeah, well, I think it's meant to. I think your feelings are correct. It's a little creepy, the Ask Rena segment.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I think we have a girl caller.
Kelly?
How come no girls called and asked Rena?
Because they know it's wrong. What? Go ahead, Kelly.
I said, I'm fooling you. It's Kelly with a Y, but I'm not a girl.
That's okay.
Sorry,
Girl name.
What's happening?
I know. It's the Irish in me.
What's going on, Kelly?
It sounds good so far from listening on this end, the phone thing.
Mm-hmm.
So,
okay.
Do you approve of it?
And I approve of it, yes. And I love the podcast.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bonnie's great. She carries the show.
Thank you.
See that though?
Yes.
You always are yelling at me like you're carrying the show. You're always saying
No,
like
I say you are.
do nothing, I do everything.
No, the podcast I carry.
Yeah, that's what he's talking about, the podcast.
No, are you talking about the radio show or the podcast?
Well, I said Bonnie carries the podcast. No,
Yeah.
Rich, both work well together. It's quite amusing. I drive at night, deliver to Walmart stores, and you guys keep me entertained.
Well, don't fall asleep.
I won't. If you want to move on, I can punch out now.
Now, wait, do you drive cross country or do you drive
Really? We're going to do some in-depth on the Walmart driver?
No.
What's that?
I just drive to 3 states, Illinois, Missouri, and Iowa stores.
Okay, now I don't know how much time you have, but we've got a couple of follow-up questions here. Go ahead, Rich. He says what everyone's dying to know.
Does Walmart make their employees buy their own uniforms?
I'm a third-party contract, so
that's interesting.
Yeah. So I carry a trailer of their product in their trailers, and my truck is a different company.
Oh,
that's fascinating. Rich, what else did you want to...
well, there's really nothing.
We've got calls all kind coming in and want to know stuff about this guy.
What happens, Walmart subcontracts out, and that subcontractor is giving him the contract to
No,
drive.
I understand what a third-party contract is.
No, you don't.
Of course I do,
Bonnie,
yeah.
I think the ratings are going through the roof right now.
People are fascinated by this, and thank you for calling, because we tweeted a couple weeks ago, could someone who's a third-party contractor that delivers to Walmart stores please call us? And I didn't know if we were ever going to get this call, and that here you did it.
You see the major uproar against Target because of...
Yeah. Thanks a lot, Kelly.
There's some people that...
They're back on track.
All right.
Bye.
Do you see this thing with Target? Like, there's all these people that are boycotting Target.
First of all, the fascinating thing, I was thinking about this the other day, like, can you imagine if you went to your local Target and they were boycotting, like, you'd just be like, what's going on? And then they're like, it's the bathrooms. And you'd be like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, you would take time out of your day for that shit?
Well,
it's amazing to me. Remember what this is such a hot button issue. It like, I feel like when you talk about it, people get so mad. They're so, polar opposites. I feel like it'd be easier to talk with people at this point about abortion or gun control.
Yeah, but I mean, it's kind of weird from both. You could see both sides of the story. You could see both sides.
Can you though?
Yes.
Why? I don't. I guess I don't understand what the big deal is.
Do you want her in a bathroom?
Yeah, with somebody who's
a grown man.
Well, this is the thing: is that any time you have changes in society, you can think of ways that
why can't
those
they just
changes.
Make one bathroom?
But you can also say, "Hey, would you want your daughter being taught at a toddler level by a man?" I certainly wouldn't. Are there laws against it? No, of course not. Yes. I mean, there's all kinds of ways that if you want to be a pervert, you can go ahead and be a pervert, and we've seen it over and over again. I don't know if this is that. I don't know if the correlation for the bathrooms to perverting is that a word that it should have that kind of that big of a.
So then, why don't you do this
craze to
fucking men's room, ladies' room, fucking. Other room or trans.
How about just having, like, I don't understand. I mean,
but then again, no company's going to put all that money into building a new bathroom.
Like, are you really worried? Like, what about if there's a perverted woman that comes into the ladies' room and is checking? There are women who rape kids. I mean, that's a thing too. So, like, there's no way you can get around it.
But you're talking about 0.5%. I don't know the percentage.
But I'm saying that I don't know that men are going to go to the extremes of dressing up as women to get into the ladies' room.
No, you don't have to dress up. You can say, this is how I am.
Okay, this is the bathroom I choose to use. I don't know. I would wait till the guy came out, maybe. If he came, then I go in. I mean, there's workarounds. It doesn't have to be like this huge fight all the time. I think what people think is that these others.
All the time, we don't have to fold for political correctness too all the time. Every group in this country doesn't have to get everything they want. Every group, Jews, blacks, gays, lesbian, every group does not have to get every fucking thing they want, okay? Or else then everything is completely
I agree with you on that too, also. But I just don't think this is an issue that's like...
It is.
It doesn't particularly, like the anger that comes with it doesn't seem appropriate. Well, it seems like it's an overreaction.
But that's what you're saying.
Me. That's to me. And I'm a woman. I'm the one that's supposedly at risk.
If you went to a store with Rayna, and you saw 3 men walk into the bathroom, okay, would you say, "Go ahead, Rayna, go to the bathroom now"?
No. Mm-mm.
Okay.
No, but I'm a parent.
Okay, so you would. Okay, so listen.
But I also, if I saw a bunch of teenage girls that didn't seem like they might be up to no good, I might say, "Hey, wait to go into the bathroom too." You do teach your kids to like be aware of your surroundings, and you don't send them into situations that could be terrible.
I said, okay, so you said if you saw 3 men.
But I don't think men are just doing it.
Can you let me finish?
Okay, fine, but it's ridiculous. These arguments are so ridiculous. What if I saw a fucking monster? I mean, it's so crazy.
It's
stupid.
You saw 3 men.
And even just talking about this, you're getting so heated.
You don't shut up. You keep talking.
All right, fine. I'll let you talk in a second with your stupid, here's a scenario that will never happen. Go ahead.
What do you mean
I'm ready. In just talking about this for 5 minutes, I'm going to get an onslaught of hate mail, and so are you. Because that's how fucking stupid this issue is.
It's stupid because this whole country folds under political correctness.
Oh, God. How about this country might be trying to move into the fucking future? It might be trying to move into a kinder, gentler nation. Yeah, is that possible?
Where no kids win, where everybody is completely equal.
I'm not saying it's perfect.
Where we all make the same amount of money.
Do you think the past was better?
Huh?
Do you think the past was better?
Some of the past was better.
I don't want to. Please, can we move on? Go say your little thing, and then we'll move on.
No, I'm not going to say anything.
Say it.
You just gave your long fucking speech. Go ahead. Now we got your fucking opinion.
I just said do it. Say it.
Stop it. I'm done with it. But
please. If 3 men go into the men's room.
And I said to you, if you saw 3 men go in, would you let Rayna go in? You said no. Well, how do you know when she goes in that bathroom, there's already 3 fucking men in there?
Because I would go in with her. I'm like,
no, you don't. You don't always go in with her. You don't always go in the bathroom with her. Okay, so you don't know.
Oh my God, I can't have this conversation. It's honestly, you've moved now into being an 80-year-old man.
I'm not an 80-year-old man. I could see. Quit saying we're moving into the future. Yes, we are.
I said it one time, even though I know it sounds stupid, but it's like whatever.
Well,
I don't feel like having this
perfect. You think it's perfect?
Rachel Feinstein is here. Yay!
Hi.
No, I'm not doing this fucking thing. I don't know why you brought it up, and I'm sorry that we did, and I apologize to people. I wish that I could fucking take back this 5 minutes for you, but I'm not going to go into and have 87 phone calls where half the people are setting up unreal scenarios about men raping my children in the bathroom, and then another fucking set of people saying hey, you said trans, and it's really supposed to be transgender, and you're saying the wrong thing. You can't fucking win on this issue, so we're not smart people. We shouldn't be talking about it on fucking air.
You could talk about your feelings. You can talk how you feel about things. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to say.
No, you certainly don't. But you sound like a fucking moron if you don't have any facts.
I didn't say,
which neither one of us do.
Yeah, we do.
My thing was if people were, I thought you were going to talk about the absurdity of protesting fucking Target, but instead you actually went into some kind of weird I'm a white man and my privileges are all taken away from me.
Enough with your fucking bullshit. I never said I was a white man, so don't.
You can stop calling about the bathrooms. I'm not taking those calls.
You always use that card. I'm a white man. Well, guess what? You're a white
I don't
woman.
have the card. I don't have a card.
You do have a card. You're a woman. You have the woman card, which is being used.
God.
All right? I'm a white man.
Is that why I'm here? Is this the woman
Rachel,
card episode?
please. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Is that why I'm here? Is this the woman
when did
card
I get the
episode?
white man? Where did that come from? When did I say white man anything? Did I say that this country folds to political correctness? That's all.
You're right.
No, really? Now you're going to clam up and now...
I don't want to have... You will let this argument go until I agree with you. I will not agree with you, so just let it go.
I played any kind of white male card. I didn't play
I said
that.
you sound like... I didn't say anything about a fucking card.
Hi, Rachel.
Not one fucking thing. I said you're acting like a white man. You're acting like a white man who's got his privileges taken away from him. That's how you sound.
No.
If you want to fucking have that conversation with your stupid fucking friends that are all on the same side as you, by all means go ahead. I'm not going to sit here for an hour and a half having this conversation, and you will just keep going until I agree with you. So there, I agree with you. We should have gender specific bathrooms, and if you're not born into one of those fucking genders, then go kill yourself.
Well,
that's my stance.
Here's the moment where you usually go. I think last time I was here, you just stopped her in the middle and you go, "You're so beautiful.
No,
you know how gorgeous you are."
What happens when a black guy has their privileges taken? Is that black privilege taken away?
You know what? It's never happened. It's never happened. A black man has never had his privileges taken away from him. That's in the history of the fucking world. Black men have always been right on top.
Boy, you are such an activist, Mrs.
Oh my God.
Activist.
Am I an activist? Because I fucking, see, this is like, now send me your fucking death threats, everybody.
Why you?
Well, because I fucking happen to have a different opinion of some people. You, for example.
I didn't say I had an opinion. I just said I'm sick of us folding to the political correctness in this society.
Dave, get off the phone. I'm not taking the call.
Okay, anyhow.
Rachel.
I play at clubs and colleges.
First of all, I was so happy on the way here thinking that Rachel was coming in and we're going to have like some fun and stuff.
We're going to have fun. You're the
but
one
you
who
don't know how to, no, you don't know how to, you
don't.
No.
Oh yeah, isn't that a beautiful
You're so beautiful, Rayna.
Look at that scar.
You look so beautiful.
Who does?
You do not look like an old man.
The funny thing is, last time when you did it, it tricked me too. I was like, she was making like a really reasonable, coherent argument, and you were like, "Do you know how gorgeous you look right now?" And I was like, "Oh, look at how he loves her." And I'm like, "Wait a second."
I know. I had to stop. I was like, "Don't fall for that." I've fallen for it before.
I was like, he's still so taken with her. It's just so romantic.
Well, but you said she was winning the argument last time.
Oh God! Now you've put
I don't
yourself
remember
in.
what it was. I think she was frustrated, but she was making, like she was really crafting an interesting stance on something, and you just interrupted her to say
because I'm taking my
that
coat.
she was.
I started taking my
hot.
coat off before you.
No, you're doing everything I'm doing.
I'm doing everything you're doing. No, I'm not rambling. I'm not rambling. We had a great segment before we had Ask Rena. Took calls and answered questions.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I wish I hadn't missed that. I love Rena a lot.
Say hi to Rachel.
Hi, Rena. Hey.
So, Rachel Feinstein.
She just did that thing, Marina Franklin's joke about like when you can see a person's smile fade. Like she said, Marina has this joke, and I'm gonna like mangle it, but where she talks about how she knows that they don't like her, like where she worked or something, because she could see the woman's smile fade.
Yes.
Like every time. And I just Rena just did that to me.
You know what I was laughing about, because when you go in your special, you said how you're listening to someone and you stop listening just to give yourself a compliment
About
like,
what great
what
listener.
a great
just
listener.
Stop and compliment myself about what a
my
terrific
face
listener.
is so open and accepting right now. That was so funny.
What's the?
I'm such an asshole.
I haven't seen the special. I don't watch comic specials.
It's fine.
Because
Fair enough.
I'm
Because what if
jealous.
you learn something new?
What do you call it? I heard you.
Bonnie's acting like a bitch. Marty from Seattle, you motherfucker. I'm going to put my headphones on. You know what I'm sick of? I'm sick of fucking people that they can't handle any kind of angry female voice. You hear men constantly. This is the Opie fucking network. Guess what this was? Anger Central. Okay? And the minute a woman starts to get fucking angry.
Back off for a second.
No! No!
Go ahead.
You just back off a second, because you're just acting like an angry little bitch.
You know what you are? You're a fucking piece of shit. You're a cocksucker. You know what you are, Marty from Seattle? You're
little temper tantrum. Well, hey, listen.
Oh, really? It's my fucking show, Marty. Do you think honestly that I have to fucking sit around and listen to somebody going, Bonnie is acting like a bitch?
The world is so horrible. Oh.
I didn't say that. What's your fucking point? Go ahead. Give it to me.
Fucking what a dumb shit.
What a dumb shit. That's what you called to say?
She's not dumb at all. She's completely brilliant.
Acting like a dumb shit right now.
I'm acting like a dumb shit. Okay, tell me why. Tell me why I'm acting like a dumb shit, Marty. Please use your words. Go ahead.
He hung up.
You fucking
he was
dumbass.
a dumb one. He was the dumb one.
I can't handle a woman being angry. First of all, there's a lot of comedy in this. If you guys would just fucking get off your being scared of a angry female voice for a second and get into the comedy of this whole thing.
Well, first of all, enough with the woman thing. Just you being angry. Why do you got to say woman?
Because I started to realize that anytime I've ever gotten angry on a podcast, people call in and are like, what the fuck is happening? And it's like, oh my God, I hear all these guys being angry all the time.
No, it is kind of true. I mean, like, yeah, because there are a lot of podcasts and radio shows where guys just scream at each other. They have arguments, and it's considered entertainment. But I definitely feel like even on stage, if I'm making like an emphatic point, sometimes the host will be like, "Whoa, you're an angry little bird."
Yes, even if you're just sarcastic slightly, people are like, "Whoa, what is?
She's a
Are
nasty
you bleeding?
stinger.
What the hell? Jeez."
They'll do the same thing if you say something dirty. It's like you could do like 40 minutes about other aspects of life, but if you do 20 minutes out of your hour about something that has to do with sexuality, they'll be like, "You little slut, you want to be punished, don't you?
Well,
you little nasty little whore, you want to get gangbanged, don't you?"
Well, this is the thing that I realized too, is that because I'll talk about anything with people, I don't realize like the minute you start talking about sex when you're talking to a guy, they're like going, "Oh, she'll talk about it." That's just one more step to her doing it.
To them inserting themselves inside you. They do see that it's just a small gateway. It's just like now the gate is open. They can just go ahead and lodge themselves in you.
But it took me forever to learn that. Like I'd just be on the road babbling about sex to guys.
Totally.
Well, I wasn't paying attention to you too. But
that's fine.
When you're doing clubs, do guys approach you after you get off, Rachel?
No, never.
How come they don't do that to females? They never go up to you guys and.
I don't
Are
get
they intimidated? Or?
I mean, every once in a while, but I tell you, when I do, it's by such a profound, alarming loser. Like, it's usually the mentally ill that are right.
Because it's someone who doesn't know right from wrong. Like, they don't, because I think that those people that approach you after shows, they're missing something that says that. Like, I think normal guys, the reason they don't approach you is because, like, oh, she could say no in a really harsh way. I'm not ready for that. But other guys don't have any, like the crazy ones. They're not reading into it properly.
You're right. Yeah. Like one time this guy came up to me and he gave me a taco and I opened it up the wrapping. It was a soft taco and he put like a note inside of it. So those are the kinds of guys that they think that's going to be a real fun thing for me.
Oh my God.
I told a story.
Who would waste a taco like that?
It's a good point. Fine point, Rich. I told a story about getting a soft taco thrown at me like on stage once because that happened. I was playing at the Culinary Institute of Las Vegas. I'm not name dropping, but that's where I was. And, I was like right in front of the microwave, like when I was doing my performance. So I was really just like an obstruction. Like people were having to walk around me to like heat up their Hot Pockets for lunch. And I think that they were just angry because they didn't want me in the way. That's basically what my little makeshift stage was just an interruption between them being able to microwave a Hot Pocket or a taco. So they threw a soft taco like at my tit once. And I told the story on a radio show. So the guy thought it would be fun to bring a taco and hand it to me with an alarming note inside.
Oh my God.
Oh.
And he was shaking violently the whole time, and
scared to death.
Yeah, it was.
He should have been.
It was truly chilling. But
well, after Last Comic, when I was on that years and years ago on the show, I ironed for like an hour, but they cut it up into segments and every episode.
But I was even fooled because I was like, this guy loves to iron. Like I never, because they put it in different episodes.
Yeah.
So you didn't like look back and see, oh, he's wearing the same shirt.
So people would come to shows and bring me irons and little irons and
really,
or have me sign their iron. Like, yeah.
You should have started going by like Iron Man or something.
I would have thought that an iron company would have gave me some kind of deal back then, as a spokesman.
Sometimes non-Jews will bring me like Jew things that they think that's like a wacky way of flirting with me or something. They'll just find out I'm Jewish. One guy brought me a menorah, and again, just violently shaking, handing me this menorah, like, ha, ha, ha.
No one's ever brought you.
This has been in my ass.
No one gave you like a multifamily house.
No, nothing. I wish it would be a nice way to meet somebody. Honestly, like if a reasonable, cute guy would come up, because then it's like, okay, they understand your act and like what you do, and they don't have a problem with it, or they don't think it's too much or whatever. And so it would be kind of a nice thing, like get that out of the way, but it doesn't happen.
Yeah, but it's
unless
so
they're
hard.
profoundly mentally ill.
It's so hard to be as a comic with a non-comic, with somebody, just a real person.
Well, you're dating a real person now, right?
No, I don't have a boyfriend.
Oh.
We're going to find you one on our show.
Call in 969. I have to take this call because he's being nice and I don't want to.
Oh, he's being nice?
This is somebody else is being nice. Greg from St. Louis.
Hey, how y'all guys doing?
Good. How are you, Greg?
Okay, so, Bonnie, you had every right to be pissed off about getting pushed that far.
Thank you.
Because first you asked not to talk about it, then you told him not to talk about it, and then you lost your shit.
That's not true.
Progression, right? You asked him don't talk about it, then you told him, and then you lost your shit. You are 1,000% in the right.
No, this guy knows his stuff. He really knows what he's talking about. I have a feeling that he's got like a PhD or something. He seems...
No, far from it, far from it. And another thing, I by the way, just watched your movie, loved it.
Oh, thank you, Greg. You're the best caller we've ever had. This is crazy.
But this
Uh-oh.
you need to listen. No. There were several times, like right before you would go on stage or right before you would be getting ready to do something, and you'd get a dig, and it like sucked all the joy out of your face. And I thought, man, what a dick.
Who, me? Oh, I would do that, right?
Yeah, you can be a little tough sometimes.
Yeah, a lot of. That's why I'm a Jew. I'm a bloodsucker. So also too, I'm a.
Is that a Jewish thing? A bloodsucker?
Yeah, they call us bloodsuckers.
Oh, I didn't ever hear that before.
Hey, come on, Rich. Now, Rich, you married up. You got to admit, you really figured out.
Are you crazy? I was on fire when I met her.
Look at.
I was on fire. I was at the top of my game.
I was at the very bottom of mine. So that's why we hooked up. That's why we matched.
The best description, I can't remember who described Rich as a dried up soccer player.
Oh, that was Pete Rose.
That was
Pete Rose.
The funniest fucking thing ever.
That's amazing.
If I hear Bonnie's laugh right now, she fucking agrees, and it's so funny. I just had to get that out there.
Well, thanks, Greg, for calling. Call anytime.
See you in St. Louis.
You're terrific. You really are.
And
have a great night.
Rich, I'm a fan too. So
well, thank you.
I'm a fan of yours too. So love you guys. Great.
Thank you
Greg.
for calling.
Oh,
So your hour aired last weekend, not this weekend, a weekend before.
Yeah.
I heard it was fucking off the charts. I heard it.
Who'd you hear that from?
Huh? Her? No, I heard it was trending on Twitter. Right?
Yeah.
Fucking, that's unbelievable. That's pretty powerful.
It was fantastic.
Thank you.
So when did you shoot it? You shot it a long time ago, right? I mean, not a long time ago, but
I shot it, I think in November. I think, yeah.
Listen, you know exactly what time.
No,
are you on pins and needles waiting for it to come out?
It's not that. It's just that.
Do you get
I'm
nervous?
not good with dates, but I was very nervous about it.
You didn't watch it, did you?
I watched some. I was on the road with Amy, and so we
Amy
did
who?
Schumer, and so we
Where
did.
do I know that name?
Yeah,
Do you know that name?
familiar to me. Brunette, yeah.
So she had like a little thing in like the lounge in the hotel. We were in where were we? Nebraska, and so in Omaha, and then so she had like a little thing in the lounge afterwards. And no, it was like it's uncomfortable.
It's
it was
too
really
uncomfortable
nice
to watch yourself.
It was nice that everybody was there. Just the watching yourself part was uncomfortable, but it was cool to be with friends and stuff. And yeah, so but it's weird. Whenever I watch myself on stage, I'm just like, what did I ever need to say? I'm just like, for the love of God, shut
I
up.
know. It's so hard.
Just like, especially when I really use this space, it's disgusting.
Oh my God, I feel that
Sauntering
way too.
around. Every time I step around the stage, I'm like, oh, you're gonna go spray some attitude on that
Oh
side
my
of the
God,
stage?
this is
Disgusting.
exactly. Like there's times I'm on stage where you're doing well and you're so cocky and it feels so good in the moment to just be like leaning against the wall or something. And then later when I think back on it, it's so humiliating. Like that strutting around.
I know. It's
Do you
disgusting.
think like scientists are just like leaning on the
When they
came? Look at this.
I bet they do a little.
Look at this disease I just cured, and
they're walking down the hall.
Oh, you know.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes when I'm talking to doing crowd work, I can feel it in me. All just like,
oh, you're taking a risk here. Yeah, I'm constantly disgusted with myself. I'm like, what did I ever need to say? Just like my attitudinal walking around and letting people know how it is. I'm just like, oh yeah, you think you're a real edgy New York broad? Shut up.
I know. Yeah. The other night when I was doing this NA convention, so there's about 6 or 7. There was a lot of people, whatever. Mm-hmm. And a guy in the front row, I'm talking to him. I go, how long have you been around? And he goes, like 20-something years. I go, what was your drug of choice? And he said, pot. and I fucking attacked him because I was like a crack addict. I'm going, pot, really? Right? Like, but
I mean, I don't want to like come down on anyone for their drug that they had to quit, but pot doesn't seem
like I said. What do you do? Like burn your toast or mow your neighbor's lawn by accident? What the fuck could you possibly
mow your neighbor's lawn by accident?
What could bring you in a room for pot? But it's a drug.
It can be very destructive, but I feel like you just kind of stop doing it. Referring to yourself as an addict is.
I don't know.
Yes, right.
Like
You're just like, I used to.
Well, that's the attitude.
It might be hard that you stop doing it, but I don't know.
I don't know. It's like chewing your nails. Like you don't go to an NA convention. I was pretty into chewing my nails.
But he could have saw that he was on his way to the next level. Maybe.
I mean,
what do you mean?
Fucking downers or coke or something. So maybe but.
Maybe he thought he might try another drug that he never tried. I don't know. I can't speak.
I know. But
it was really
a confusing argument. But
you know what? I'm going to start going to NA because I feel like I might do cocaine. I might. I don't know.
No, I'm saying... I mean, look, a drug is a drug.
I don't know. I mean, I can't really speak that much on pot because I've tried it and I get too paranoid. It accentuates every quality I've been trying to erase like for the last 15 years.
It's a horrible drug.
I'm not good on. Yeah, I just get really scared. And I did it once with my roommate, and then I thought she didn't like me. I was just like, she didn't like you, and I was just laying in bed figuring out that she'd never liked me. You know,
I've had exactly that experience so far.
Wait, but you drink though? You still have a couple drinks?
Yeah, I definitely prefer drinking. I can't smoke pot. That's why I feel like if I lived in LA, I just like wouldn't be cool because everybody smokes pot out there. I want to be able to.
It's opened up because of Uber. So it used to be everyone just smoked pot because they'd drive everywhere.
Oh, yeah, you're right. But now you can drink.
Martinis are back.
Okay,
because of the Uber. Thanks to the Uber. Oh, somebody dated you, he says.
Okay.
Oh, my God.
Who?
Let's get this.
What's his name?
Oh,
Sean from Los Angeles. Go ahead. You're on with your ex-girlfriend, Rachel.
Sean.
Hey, I don't know if you really remember me, but we went out for a little while, like 6 years ago.
But how many dates?
Oh, God. I'm Sean. I was the trainer.
I don't remember.
Oh,
you,
my
Sean.
God. Okay,
Are you sure it wasn't another? There's another Rachel Feinstein. She's like a famous sculptor, and she's like really important.
No, I actually.
This is the sexy comedian one.
Who? Sean's a comedian?
What?
Okay, wait. Let me just... Where did you take her? What was one of the dates that she might remember?
Well, the first time we went to the Improv, and she had to do a set, and it was uncomfortable because the comedian before her went really, really long, and he was really, really funny, and then. So we had to we thought we were going to be in and out really quick, but it ended up being like a half hour because this guy was just so...
Right.
He
wouldn't get off.
He was just...
What's disturbing about this is like a plausible scenario that he's created because he knows my life well enough, but I never...
But this is not... You say true. This is not
and
true.
That's happened to everybody.
Well, first of all, I live in New York and I'm rarely... And when I'm in LA, it's really quick. I've never dated in LA. I've never gone on a date there or anything like that, you know? It's not...
Oh, Sean, so why did you
say...
This
is alarming that he's carving this.
I know. I was believing it.
It's very plausible.
Was the man on stage before her a black man?
No, it was Tom Papa. He was the funniest guy I ever saw.
Well, you don't go to a lot of comedy, do you?
I love Tom Papa. I think
so do I.
This seems real.
I want to know why he would make it up, though.
And Tom Papa.
Yeah, why are you making it up, Sean?
Tom Papa.
How did we meet? Then?
Hold on, this guy's talking about Tom Papa. Go ahead.
It's not the
Tom Papa could be the voice of his generation because he's...
That's Tom. That's Tom Papa. God damn it, that was really, really good. Fuck. Shit, it infuriates me that he got me so good.
He got you.
I was agreeing with him on the Tom Papa stuff. That's what's embarrassing. I was like, no, he really is great. Yeah.
I was close. I was so close to saying he stinks. He should be out of the business.
First of all, I did not know that you had any acting skills whatsoever. So this was nice.
That was really
I don't know how he turned this, like if this was a game show, he would have nailed it, but he really fucking...
Yes. Did you date me? He could do it. He could do it as a game show.
I really thought, I was so disturbed. I was like, this guy's going to make a suit out of my skin. This guy's like really crazy, that he would pretend.
Tom, where are you?
I knew I didn't have much time with the three people that had the ability to hang up on me. I had to get my acting in really quickly.
Where are you, in New York or L.A.?
I'm in L.A.
Well, this doesn't count. This doesn't count as you being on our show, by the way. I know you're trying to get out of it.
I know every time
he's in New York, he's like, "Oh, I'm only here between the hours of 2 and 3."
Yeah, it's like I'm doing my live show at the Village Underground.
I gotta hang out with Seinfeld a little bit.
You guys are always changing your time. You're like, we just come on our show, be on our XM show. I'm like, all right, that'd be great. We only do it on Mondays between 5 and 5:45.
No, we do. It's Tuesday, but tonight we.
Oh, Richard, Mr. Literal needs to correct you.
Where are you going, Tom? Do you always listen to the show?
I'm on my way to pick up my daughter from school.
Oh, lovely man.
That is such a great bit. Picking up his daughter from school. I feel like you wrote it
You're
for
right.
me.
He's going to he just met somebody on Rubs.com and he's heading over to their house right now.
But thanks for not shitting on me immediately when I said that we were there.
Yeah, that's a risk with three comedians.
He did say the voice. That was funny. When he said the voice of
a generation.
Oh, yeah.
Well, one time I hid under my desk because my boss was coming in, and I said when I was writing on the show, and I said, when he comes in, start asking about me. I want to hear what he really says. And then when I was down there waiting for him, I was like, why am I doing this? And so I popped up right away. I was like, ha! Because
so
I didn't want to, I wouldn't have been able to handle it.
All right, guys, I gotta go.
All right, thanks, man.
I'm just pulling up to my girlfriend's house. I mean, my daughter's school.
You're doing great. You're doing great, Sean from Los Angeles.
Love you guys.
Thanks for calling, Tom Papa.
Can you take this clown that says I only care about myself?
Oh boy,
Keith
from New Jersey. Go ahead.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are
How's
you?
it going?
Bonnie, I love your comedy.
Thank
Rich,
you.
I love your comedy too. And I didn't have much to comment, except I just wanted to say that Rich is still a narcissist.
Yeah, so I'm a comic. So
that's all.
So it's a guy running for president. A lot of people are narcissists. I'm good at what I do in life. I'm a good person, so I should like myself.
I never said you weren't a good comic.
I'm a good person too.
It's just so sad.
It's like
I provide. I'm a good provider. I've raised 3 daughters. I'm a good person.
You are. It kind of annoys me, but you are.
Why do you think he's a narcissist, Keith? What are some of the examples?
Well, in general, I mean, listen, I don't have a good example tonight, but in general, Rich turns the conversation around on himself.
No, I haven't done that once today.
No, you've been very good. And that's why I said to the call screener, I don't have a good example,
That's
but
Lewis.
I love calling up and telling you you're a narcissist.
Oh, okay. I'm texting right now.
He really is. Thanks for calling, Keith. We appreciate your call.
We got to go to break anyhow. Thanks, Keith. Let's do some plugs, do some reads. I think we only have Rachel for
another half hour.
Yeah.
But we got another guest coming in.
Who we might be able to... Oh, no, he's married.
I don't do this yet?
Tom Rhodes.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, okay.
What?
I thought I had to do the read. I don't know what's going on, but apparently I got to wait.
Do you have any gigs coming up you want to plug? Anywhere?
Yeah.
First of all, watch your special on Comedy Central. Can you get it on demand? How do you...
Yeah, you can get it on Amazon or on the CC app.
Okay.
Where are you working? Anything coming up you want to...
Yeah, I'm trying to look it up right now.
Okay, while you're doing that, I'll throw some out. This weekend I'll be at McGuire's in Bohemia, the 6th and 7th. May 13th and 14th, Black Box Theater in Boca Raton, May 13th and 14th. If you're going to Amazon and you're going to buy on Amazon, please go to amazon.richvoss.com. Bookmark it. Whatever you're going to buy, amazon.richvoss.com. VOS, 1S.
And I'll be at the Tacoma Comedy Club, May 12th through 14th in Tacoma, Washington. and the Arts Quest Center on May 19th in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. And let's see, then where will I be taking my own life? May 26th through 29th, I'll be at the West Palm Beach Improv.
Cool.
Was that too many?
No.
Okay.
No, go see her. She kills. We'll be right back.
Something brother, the Doobie Brothers.
Close. One of the brothers.
Altman Brothers?
Yeah.
The Altman Brothers.
The Altman Brothers?
No, it's close.
Oh, what did I say? What is it?
It's the Allman Brothers.
Well, it's Greg.
Yeah.
It's Greg. This is Greg Allman.
Dwayne Allman was killed in a motorcycle accident. He was killed by a peach truck in Georgia, and their next album after their brother was killed by the peach truck was Eat a Peach.
Yes.
Hilarious.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, wow.
You think they'd be like, ban the peaches? No more peach trucks.
He went on his own.
These guys had a sophisticated.
Is that live from the Fillmore East?
No, this is Greg Allman. It's on his.
That was like a famous record in the 70s.
No, this is when he went after. He just went on his own, made his own album. Anyhow,
we're back.
We're back.
This is My Wife Hates Me, the radio show. You guys can tell because we're in a radio station. But we also have My Wife Hates Me, the podcast.
Yes.
Completely different.
On iTunes.
Completely different shows, but same name. So it's not confusing. And we're back with Rachel Feinstein. I always say Feinstein, and then I say Feinstein the next time.
Okay.
And it's Feinstein, though. I know, because last time.
It's Feinstein, but I mean, it's such a heinous name. I feel like I don't care. People can pronounce it either way.
I would call it just fine.
You're a beautiful woman with a beautiful name, Rachel.
If I did change it, I would change. And at this point, it would be so embarrassing, to do it. So I would change it to something like Rachel Christensen.
Okay. Oh, really? Well, introduce our next guest, and then we have a call, too.
And we're here just joining us for this last hour of our program is Tom Rhodes.
Tom Rhodes. My sister married a lovely guy, Richard Goldstein. And he and I have always talked about if we started a business together, we would call it Rhodestein.
Oh, that's cute. Great story for the radio. Judy Gold is on the air with us right now. Judy, how are you?
I'm fine. I just want to say hi to Tom and Rachel and my brother Rich and say that Bonnie McFarlane did not answer my text to her.
What? I didn't get a text from you. I swear.
Sent you a text. I go, what's the link for your fucking book? Because I want to.
I didn't get a text. Judy, I would never, ever not text you back.
Hi, Judith.
Hi, Judy.
Rachel, you're back. Terrific. How was your Passover, Richard?
It was great. I think I hit bonus.
Judy, are you supposed to say Happy Passover to people? I never know.
Happy Pesach.
Yeah.
You know, this is what you're supposed to say, really. This in Pesach.
See, Judy texted me and said, "I can't believe you're working on Passover," and I text her back. I go, "Look, I'm not a religious Jew. I'm more of a perseverance. I want to see
a
Israel.
Perseverance Jew.
No,
you know those ones. They're the smart ones.
No, I said a president. What did I write? I believe
you're a political Jew.
Yeah, in the preservation of Israel and the anti-Semitism in this country. So I'm more of a radical Jew than a religious. Does that make sense?
Not really.
Yes, it does.
Well, because he did say he wants
tattoos all over your body.
Yes.
Anyway, how's Tom Rhodes? I haven't seen him in forever. I love him.
Been forever. I think the last time I saw you was at the HBO Aspen Comedy Festival.
Oh my God, 99,
like the first
2000?
one in '95.
Oh God.
That guy was thin then. Wow.
There's a rumor going on Twitter that Judy and I are in a relationship.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well,
are you?
I mean,
are you allowed to say for sure? Yes or no?
Well, quote unquote rumor.
But Judy, you're married.
Oh, right.
People keep asking me.
Any guy comic what they do when they're married.
Rich?
What do we do when we're married?
Oh, come on, Rich.
Cruise for
sleep with you anyway. So
I have not in 11 years, and the reason I don't, one of the reasons, besides the fact that I love my wife and I wouldn't ruin the best thing that's ever happened to me.
No one would ever sleep with you.
No, that's reason 2. And reason 3, I've been touching the same skin for 11 years. I couldn't hold back on new. You know what I mean?
Oh my God!
What does that mean?
It means if he actually brushes up against your leg, Rachel, he's going to come like a motherfucker. That's what that means.
Thank you.
Oh my God!
So you're saying you wouldn't be able to
I couldn't hold back because it would be so new. It's like
yeah. Well, guess what? I'd be wet. I'd be so wet.
It'd be like we were driving down the street last week and we were looking at all those hot models from what do you call it? Victoria's Secret, a big billboard. And I said to Bonnie, I go, if you think I'd come quick with you, and you know,
that's right?
Fun one. It's a fun thing that I think for you to imagine yourself. That's what I've always liked about you. You've imagined yourself in situations that will never happen. You know what I mean? Like you're like, oh, I'm going to be famous.
I loved it in Rich's sexual fantasies. He's a disappointment.
He can't because he'll come too quick. It's the most confusing excuse I've ever heard. It started with this lovely statement about
I puked and my mouth went, ugh, gross.
Yeah, think about when I have to blow him, Judy. Then we'll talk about puke in your mouth.
Oh, God. I just became a bigger lesbian.
Luckily, I don't have to swallow because it just is like a teeny bit of dust.
Whoa. Oh, Shecky McFarlane.
I'm so good.
Listen, you guys, I love Rachel Feinstein. I love Tom Rhodes.
I
love you,
Bonnie
Judith.
McFarlane, so have fun.
Judy, where are you working this weekend? Coming up.
Oh, honey, I'm doing an arthritis benefit for arthritis at Caroline's on Wednesday with Colin Quinn and Jim Gaffigan. I don't know.
Ooh, what a great show.
Who's going to open the doors?
I know. I mean, you know what they're Tom, it's their warm up to their arthritis walk, and I was like, why?
Wow.
It's amazing.
Yeah, and then there's those stairs to get downstairs at Caroline's,
it's
too.
like the worst place in the world. If you actually have arthritis, you can't go. But
rehearsals all week. You know, I am a Shakespearean actor, so yeah.
She's doing Shakespeare in the Park. She's going to be in Shakespeare in the Park. Isn't that amazing?
Yes. I knew this before it became public.
Why you're getting a private newsletter?
Yes, Judy and I talked.
Oh wow, that's really who cares?
Yeah,
I think it's fantastic.
She's playing a fucking tree.
Richard,
I hate you.
I know. You know, you're going to be if we ever get it.
Okay, she knows. She's heard this.
I know. If you ever get
now, she not only has to like.
But the problem is, you're never getting a show.
Thank you.
Yes, we are.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, we are.
When?
Huh?
When?
Oh, starting next Wednesday. Yeah.
Okay. I'll be
Sorry,
there.
didn't know. Did you not get the call about the fittings yet? Oh.
No, I didn't.
All right, we have.
Okay, go see Judy at Caroline's, and it also does a good deed for people with arthritis.
Ow.
See you later.
All right. Love you guys.
Bye,
Love you, Judy.
We have an international star here, Tom Rhodes.
Rachel Feinstein.
Tom, but you've worked all over, like the fucking
all over the world.
Like, I mean,
can we just talk a little bit about? I don't know if we ever talked about this, but you had a TV show on the same lot that I had a TV show.
Wow,
but
really?
you were really cool, and I remember like anytime I saw you on the lot, people were like surrounding you, and I always felt like the ugly stepchild, like I got a show too. But no, we never talked. I don't think we ever.
No, I
had conversations or anything.
No, at Universal.
Yes.
96 to 97.
Yes,
When I was
yes.
really.
Yes.
Well, it's funny that Sabrina the Teenage Witch was in the next soundstage over, and that show was like a smash hit. And I played a school teacher, so there was like kids in my on my show. They were dating kids from that show.
Oh yeah, because we had kids on our show too. Yeah.
They hung out,
So
and I know some of them were smoking pot, between the sound stages, and some of them were throwing footballs and stuff. And my parking spot was right next to Sabrina the Teenage Witch, and she would complain to me sometimes if my front bumper was like an inch over the line into her spot, and I'm thinking, hey, you're a witch,
Yes, you can just back it up.
You can
Use
back
your
it up.
mind.
Well, you started off comedy in Florida, right?
I did, yeah, in Orlando.
I kind of remember doing something with you. Had long hair back then.
Yeah.
You were fucking like Adonis back in the day. I mean, you still are, but you were like, And then you went. What made you go like start doing other countries? Like you were in Ireland, Amsterdam.
I had lived in New York City when I was 20 years old, like a dog in Washington Heights. I couldn't get. I did like Dangerfields, and I was surviving off of crappy one-nighters in Long Island, New Jersey. I always swore if I ever had any money, I would live in New York City with style. So my sitcom only lasted 1 year, and I looked at that money as like my NBC artist grant, and so I moved back to New York, and I got a rock star apartment in the Wall Street area. I was like 3 blocks from the World Trade Center. I had like 3 marble balconies, which, Oh
my God.
And then I also started to invest in these trips to London. Greg Proops and Rich Hall are good old friends of mine, and they were in over there. So I took a few trips over there, and then did peripheral clubs before I went to the best clubs. And then once I cracked London, I started going there regularly, and then that was the key to the world to me. I got gigs all over Europe, and then Asia, Australia.
Were you in London before Hicks or after Hicks?
Oh no, after. Yeah,
After
no,
Hicks.
no. Hicks died in like '94.
Oh, okay, so this was.
So I started going there. I don't know,
Late 90s.
When you did like Jongleurs and those places.
Yeah, in the
first?
Comedy Store. I did the Comedy Store mostly.
And what did you
Wherever
think
he
about-
went, he got tremendous amounts of ass because
Yes, he was Star
everybody
Rhodes.
I knew had sex with you.
Really?
He really cleaned up.
When I was living,
Not me. He wouldn't even look in my direction.
Well, look at you.
Back before years before you were married, to be clear. But
Yes.
yeah, you got tremendous amounts of ass.
Wow. Who did? Him? Yeah. I know he was a
You
Adonis.
remember.
He was fucking.
Did you think for a second she was talking about you and you were getting all like excited?
No. I listen. I was tapping him, not like him. I was
tapping him.
He's taking ladies.
Listen, I was tapping him.
Babe, he tells me that all the time. He's like, the hot girls I was getting before I met you. Good Lord.
Are you talking about comedian friends?
Everybody. Yes.
Okay.
I don't want to, because I don't want to start listing.
Because I always think it's funny, like, and you guys are married, It always kills me, like, when comedians say, "Oh, I wouldn't want to date anybody in the business." To me, like, another comedian is like the best person to be involved with.
Yes,
Because like
agreed.
you find that attractive, someone who's funny and like really witty, and then that's.
But also, I don't know what it's like to be a guy that is a comedian that's dating girls that don't get your jokes. But I would want to be around women that got comedy.
Yeah, totally.
Do you know what I mean? That got you. I see a lot of guys with girls that don't even really like comedy.
Yeah, that's the worst.
Yeah,
when you see like someone's girlfriend or wife in the back, and they're so over comedy.
Yes.
They're like looking at their phone or doing their nails or
that's
something.
because they've been dragging them around though for the last.
Well, that's why
you got to keep updating your act.
Yeah.
Why not?
So your partner doesn't get bored.
Rachel, how come you never dated a comedian?
I think it's hard to find one that's also like a good, responsible man. As much as we've been trashing Rich, you are those things. So
It's the only good thing about him.
No, there are a lot of lovely things about him.
No, not really.
But no, you're right.
I was tapping him before I met you.
That was just cute. Oh, I was tapping him. Yeah.
God.
Rat-a-tat-tapping him.
Then he's like, I touch new skin, I'd come like a motherfucker. This guy is great. This guy is a really wonderful husband. Guy is. No, he pays the bills.
I always FaceTime Tom by accident at like weird hours, and we've never talked on the
That's
phone, and I don't
hilarious.
know how. I don't even remember getting your number, but it's happened a couple times where like I was just like walking through like a casino in like Vegas, just like in the middle of the night after a show, and I'm like, oh shit, I'm FaceTiming Tom.
Oh my
Rhodes.
God, I've had that where I'm
So
FaceTiming someone.
I'm so glad you brought that up because from my perspective, I've always felt like, well, eventually she'll get around to telling me what she wants to tell me. Because it seems like, she changed her mind and now she's not calling
It's so
anymore.
embarrassing because my phone kept doing it to you, and then I was like, I have to stop apologizing because the apologies are getting embarrassing
Yes,
too.
yes.
Like he obviously thinks I'm doing it on purpose at this point.
Right.
Yeah, it's just always like and it was always in the middle of the night, just like some rogue whore hour, and I'd be like 3 a.m. I'm like, fuck. I never talked to him on the phone. Like we've met like a handful of times.
But just
So
once you should
humiliating.
say like, hey, just call and see how your mom was doing.
Yeah, but even FaceTime is even at a whole nother level. devil.
Yeah.
I know. Why does it choose FaceTime? It's so embarrassing. There's a couple of people that my phone does, and it's always so awkward. And then the last few times, I was like, what am I supposed to sorry, it's me. Yeah. I just couldn't think
I've
of
been in a
anything
good
to
mood
say.
before where then I've accidentally looked down and its FaceTime is on, and then you see yourself.
I know.
And I've like almost committed suicide like several times.
And that's happened to me too. Like, I'm like, what if they picked up? And it's like, I look as vile as possible.
I don't know why this is literally the worst
It's
angle.
the most disgusting, horrific angle. That always happens to me. Yeah, like, I'll look
I
down, I'm
FaceTime
like,
people.
oh.
I'm always like, my arm is getting tired. Can we go? It's like, can't hold.
Fucking broad talk with you two.
Broad talk with
My wife taught me
Bonnie
that.
and Rachel.
Yeah.
Suck it,
You
Rich.
get the
Suck it. Go
upward angle.
tap something.
I started thinking our arms were going to become longer, just, because, 1,000 years from now, we'll just have one arm dragging on the ground from selfies and FaceTime. Always like, okay, so I threw that out, and
Like, do you know where you've been living? You have a place now, right?
Yeah, I just got, my wife and I got an apartment 8 months ago.
Where?
In Los Angeles.
oh, so this is the first place that you've had in years, right?
Yeah, I did. I put everything into storage 10 years ago, and I didn't live anywhere for 10 years.
10 years?
Yeah, I just traveled the world as a comedian. So I would break it up. 6 months of the year, I would be out of the country. Like last year, I did 5 months in Europe, and then a month in Asia, and then 6 months all over the States, with like about 6-7 weeks off a year. And my wife has traveled with me for 8 years, and she's a photographer. So it's cool. Like, I'm looking for jokes. She's looking for photos. And we decided to live everywhere. So, like, the last 4 years in a row, we went to Rome for a couple weeks and rented an apartment. Sleepinitaly.com. Take a peek. Beautiful. Great places. Like 2 years ago, I finished a month in Asia, and then we went to Bali for a couple weeks.
Holy shit.
When I was still drinking in the States, we would go to New Orleans a lot. Austin.
You did a lot of hotels or
Airbnb
hotels, for the gigs, and then time off, we would go, where do we want to go on that week off? So we would live all over the world.
Yeah, but but you had to stay in hotels.
or Airbnb. What is it? I guess he's
like say if certain cities go in a couple days early and just pay for the hotel.
Would she check her luggage? Or would
I told my wife when we first started dating, I said, if you want to be with me, you have to reduce your life to one checked bag and two
you want to be
carry-ons.
with me, I like it starts with him forcing her to beg for it.
No.
Look, I'm going to be honest with you. I like you. When my skin touches yours, I come like a motherfucker.
So wait a second.
But I'm going to need you to do one bag and two carry-ons.
But no, for a woman to reduce her life to 3 pairs of shoes, she did an admirable.
I know
thing.
packing is
then she's a photographer, so she's got her equipment.
So
also.
what do you do when you buy one thing and then you got to you're always just leaving one thing behind?
I had a storage unit in Los Angeles, and then my mom's place in Florida. I was
Do
stuffing.
people mail you things and stuff when you be in different places?
Yeah, and I read a lot of books. So books are precious to me. So when I would be done reading a book, I would always mail it home to myself to my mom's address. I stuffed things up there for a long time.
Didn't your girlfriend have a place before?
No, in Rotterdam, she gave it up.
Oh, you met her in
My wife's from Holland.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So English is her second language?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you met her,
and her ethnicity is Indian. So
Right.
she's originally from Suriname, which was a former Dutch colony. It's one of those small countries above Brazil. The Dutch actually traded Manhattan for Suriname.
Isn't that
my God.
300 years ago.
Isn't that where Jurgen's
Risk, the olden days.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah. Raymond is lot, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so
That's pretty fascinating.
Did you write a book about it?
I've been working on a book for a few years.
Yeah, 'cause it's really interesting.
I'm about 90% there, actually.
So cool.
And about most of it is about traveling the world as a comedian. I almost drowned in Thailand. I was maced in Paris. I got a lot of great stories about just wild shit that happened to me, like from when I was single and from getting married and stuff.
But we've only, how many times over the last 10 years have you seen Tom? Only that time in Amsterdam where we were?
No, I think
I've seen him in New York a couple times.
a few times. And then when you were writing for Chris Rock.
Oh yeah.
For the Oscars thing, I saw you in L.A.
This year or the first time?
No, this year I saw you.
yeah.
I didn't recognize you that time. I was like,
No,
Remember
and
when
now
you-
when I
did
see you,
you-
Bonnie, because of the story with your daughter, when I see you, I feel like I have to go. I have to give you like an extra
Yes,
burst of
and then
love.
And then I was less because I thought for some reason that you were an executive working on the Oscars. It was only right after you left that I fucking was like, oh shit.
She did that with
Because I gave like like I wasn't like very warm, so I'm sorry. But this is the story with Rayna. So we're in Amsterdam, and I said to Rich, I don't think Tom likes me. And he's like, oh, that's nonsense, whatever. And I go, no, just be aware of it. So then when we are talking to him, you can just see if I'm being crazy or not, right?
Uh-huh.
So we go up, we're talking, whatever. I don't know. It's like Rayna was with us. She came to Amsterdam with us. So she heard that conversation and then she saw the interaction. And I was really tired that night. So Rayna and I went back to the hotel room and Rich still had another show to do. And Rayna goes, I'm going to do an impression for you. I go, okay. She goes, this is my impression of Tom Rose. Which she got his name wrong. She said Tom Rose. I go, okay. She goes, okay. Oh, hi, Rich. Oh, God, you look great. Oh, hi, Bonnie. Oh, Rich, you're amazing. But it went on and it was making me laugh so hard. But then she gave you such a gay thing with Rich. It was like she knew I was laughing, so she got like a little crazy about it. She was like crawling into bed next to me. Hi, Rich. I'm Tom.
Oh my God.
Hey, Rayna.
So funny. But
so when she saw you, she goes, oh, she laughed. She remembered.
So she
We had
remembered?
fun.
That's so cute.
That was fun in Amsterdam. We did a show, I guess their Nasty show or whatever, me, you, and Tony Woods. That was a fun show.
Yeah.
It was on like a boat or something, remember? The last night, or I think it was on some kind of like boat that was docked, obviously. And it was me, you, and Tony Woods.
Oh, no, you're talking about for the Rotterdam Festival.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Yeah, that was a great gig on that boat.
Rachel has to go, so let's just say goodbye to Rachel.
Yay,
guys,
Rachel.
thanks. I have to go do a spot
Hey,
at the stand.
and next time you accidentally FaceTime me, just ask about my mom.
Yeah.
Okay.
Plug your special. Plug what you want. to plug.
My special Only Whores Wear Purple is on the CC app or on Amazon. You can still watch on Amazon, and Comedy Central will be replaying it in the next few weeks, too. Thanks.
Sorry you walked in on that brutal fight.
Yes, Rich and I were fighting.
I was telling Bonnie, I was impressed by how quickly you bounce back. Like, it gets very ugly, and then immediately you're having, like, a fun-loving time again. It's fascinating to me, I don't understand how you can't hold on to those like, usually you have to cool off after a fight like that. But, it'll go from, like,
I don't think of him as a real person.
Yelling,
so
and then you don't care at all.
Yeah.
I just look at her
Rachel,
as
it's always great to see you.
Thank you so much, guys.
I think of her as old skin.
Old skin, yes.
Great seeing you, Rachel.
I was tapping them back in the day.
That's going to be my new, I'm going to do a new email with that. Old skin at Hotmail.
See, I want to, and I don't know, I guess I don't pursue it enough. I just want to work Ireland so I could play golf. Now, I was in contact, and I know, what's his name from Ireland? What's his name? Andrew Maxwell, who's like a big actor.
I love Maxwell, yeah.
He's a big act there, and I'm sure he could give me stuff. And I emailed some guy years ago, and we tried to put it together. I just want to go to Ireland and play golf, but I don't want to pay.
Right, you want someone to pay you your flight and your hotel. You'll do stand-up 2 nights, and then you can
do stand-up and play golf a couple of days. And
do you play golf?
No,
I do not.
Just check out Ireland.
He's traveled all over the world and doesn't play golf.
I grew up in Florida, so I have kind of a political conviction against it.
Yes, you've seen too many lives wasted.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just rich white guy activities are never really interested me.
I think we worked. You know what? I think we worked a comic strip in Lauderdale together back in the day.
When that's the thing. Like, it was so funny, the incident with your daughter, because it's like, of course I love you and respect you, Bonnie, but like, I've known Rich forever.
I know.
So it's like, when I see Rich, I always go crazy.
We've probably known each other for at least 27, 28 years, right?
Yeah.
Probably that long.
Yeah.
Back in the day, and because everybody from up here worked the comic strip in Fort Lauderdale. If you worked for Palazzo's back then.
Yeah.
And it would be 3 comics in a fucking condo down there. And then Mitchell Walters would find you and try to borrow money.
This town sucks. There's no coke and everybody's a liar. I was a young comedian. He came to Orlando, and I introduced him to my friends, and that's all he kept saying. This town sucks. There's no coke and everybody's a liar. So I always thought, like, Orlando should have adopted that as their city slogan.
Is that where you started
There's no
doing
coke
stand-up?
and everybody's a liar. Yes, that's where I started doing stand-up.
But you did Lauderdale. You did.
I did those, yeah. I did everything in Florida.
Who did you start with? Anybody that we know?
Everybody. Brian Regan. I would do the worst Florida one-nighter, like tough biker bars in Daytona with Brian Regan. And he was still like squeaky clean. And
Max's famous pub in Daytona.
That was the one. Yeah.
Max is famous.
And the bikers would go crazy for him. Everybody, Billy Gardell, Daryl Hammond started in Orlando.
Ron Bennington.
Ron Bennington had Ron Bennington's comedy scene in Clearwater. And Jim Brewer started out of there, or he, was a young comic there. He may not have started there, but and Dan Whitney, who was Larry the Cable Guy. Right. Loads of brilliant comedians.
There was guys I worked with there that were funny, and they stopped. Like this guy Scott Hardy was really funny back then.
How do you remember the names? I can never remember anyone's name.
Dave Miller, this comic, he's on boats now, I think. Funny guy. He's like a Letterman guy. There were so many guys down there. I mean, look how fucking big Florida is. And there was comics in Orlando, Fort Lauderdale, Daytona, all over. There was fucking great comics in Florida.
Yeah, and in Florida, it kind of had a bad reputation back then for being like kind of crappy comedy, but like there were.
Did it ever outgrow that reputation?
No,
I feel like it might still have it.
I did the worst gig ever. It wasn't a Chuck E. Cheese, but it was like that. Behind the curtain, there were puppets. The lady booked a bunch of one-nighters down. I don't remember.
Vicky Rousman? There was some rough one-nighters down in Florida. Yeah.
Yeah. And it was a run there. It was, then you went to Key West. I don't know. Not Key West, but one of the Keys.
Key Largo?
Maybe. I don't know. It's just a nightmare.
I just said something I heard in a song.
But then there was some good weekends. The Strip was great. I texted him. We were talking about Bennington's, and I bombed at Bennington's for a week straight at Ron Bennington's.
Does he remember?
Ron wasn't there that week. And he used to have a radio show back in the day. He was big.
In Tampa, yeah. He was massive, yeah.
Ron and Ron, and he was big, and he had his comedy club. But I worked with Ron Bennington in New York when he was up here doing one-nighters with him. He did some of those Belasco.
I didn't know that Ron Bennington was a comedian until after he did our live show. And
he was incredible, too. Because it was before Kinnison came out. So, when I saw Bennington, he was like the first guy who was like talking about things that mattered, and he was like a real panther on stage. He had this real it was really great, like a caged lion up there, and he blew me away. He was like a real big hero to me.
And he came up into New York for a while. And we did one-nighters.
When did you come to New York? Did you come to New York next, or where'd you go?
I moved to New York like when I was 20, like 87 for a year, terrible year, and then I lived here 98, 99.
Oh,
so you started comedy young? How old?
17.
At 17?
Yeah, 1984.
Wow,
that's crazy.
I was 28, I think. How old? You were like 12 when you started, right?
I was. Let me think back. No, I can't remember if I started my 21st or 22nd birthday.
17.
Can't remember.
It was on a birthday, either the 21st birthday or the 22nd birthday, but.
I remember meeting Chappelle when he was starting. I think he was like 14 or something.
I saw Chappelle. There was a black club in Greenbelt, Maryland.
That was Rogers' place.
This comic from D.C. took me out there and thought I would do really great in front of an all-black crowd, and I died a horrific death. And Dave Chappelle went on after me, and he was like 17 and destroyed the place. He was absolutely brilliant.
That room was the guy who won it was called Raj. It was the Comedy Connection in Greenbelt. And I used to work there, and that's where I met Donnell Rollins. And there was a bunch of black, great comics that worked out of there back then. I think Carpenter and stuff. So did you ever do any other black rooms?
Loads, yeah. And I always killed. But that one particular time, they weren't, it was...
that's a tough bomb.
It was silent.
A black club kill is 10 times as strong as a white club kill, but a black club bomb is 10 times more brutal. It's like you can't, once you lose them, you can't get them back.
Yeah.
Well,
there was some black clubs I would go over and do in Oakland when I lived in San Francisco. There was one in New Haven, Connecticut. Did you ever do that one?
In New Haven?
It was some club under a bridge. Yeah. I did a few.
Oh my God, a club under a bridge, right?
So wait, you lived in San Francisco for a while too?
Yeah, 90 to 96.
So you like to travel, even just in within the United States of America.
I've lived in New York twice. This is my third time living in L.A. I've lived in San Francisco, Amsterdam.
What made you decide to... Okay, I got a couple of questions about your stand-up. So you're doing stand-up, then you decide 10 years ago you're going to... But you'd been going back and forth, but now you're going to go just completely 100% on the road. And then did that change your stand-up?
Yeah.
I mean, time just, of course, changes it, but...
Yeah, from doing, going to different countries, and then you've got observations about those places, and then, like, stories happen, and, it's all about experiences to talk about, So, it definitely put my comedy in a different manner. And then, also makes you more, like playing in New York at the Comedy Cellar. You're playing in front of the whole world. There's people from Switzerland and Italy and Ireland and Australia. And that's what it's like in London and Chicago sometimes, Hong Kong.
Well, we haven't been
Shanghai
that many
is
places.
like that. There's a handful of places like that where it's you're really playing to the world, and then you do those international circuits, and then your comedy becomes more broad and worldly.
I found real quick out of the country, Holland or Amsterdam is the easiest. I guess way easier than, to me, England or Scotland. Scotland seemed more like, because it was at the festival there, but it seemed like they just enjoyed it. They weren't giving it up like they do in Amsterdam. Maybe it was just because it was in a theater.
I'm amazed that, like, sometimes, in Amsterdam at that festival, somebody would go up and they would be from England, and then everyone would laugh, and then an American would go up and everybody would laugh, and then somebody who was Dutch would do it in a fucking different language, and everybody would, and I was like, oh my God, I could barely understand the guy from Scotland. Like, they're like listening to these different languages, and there's a French guy, and it's like, it was crazy to me. And we're so dumb. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
We're really not worldly. I mean, I lived in Canada and the U.S., and then I've been to like a handful of other places, But other people, if you go to Europe, they've been to like 1,000 different countries.
Yeah, and in Holland, most people speak 3 or 4 languages.
Right.
My wife speaks like 3 languages.
Yeah.
But also, too, Europe, countries are right there.
I know.
You could skip from France to,
Of course.
Yeah, I mean, but, like my wife, her ethnicity is Indian. So, I mean, I can do jokes about, like, Hindu stuff and, like, I don't know, European crowd. I mean, like, it works in New York, but, like, Middle American stuff, you talk about Hindu or something, that happened to you in Australia, and, they lose focus.
I don't know. I see sometimes.
So it is different from place to place.
It depends.
Yeah.
I don't always agree. It depends.
You have to tailor your act.
That's the exciting thing about it for me is so you have to modify your act, at least like 10%, like references that aren't going to work. So like the first couple nights you're doing in a different country, it's really exciting because you got to think on your feet so fast. Like, oh shit, you're thinking 2-3 jokes ahead, and is that going to work? Do I need to, change the way I
And
tell
then when
that?
you come back here, how does it feel?
Like kind of stretching out the accordion.
Yeah, but when you're doing those
after mashing it in,
right?
But when you're doing those other countries, there's a lot of Americans in the audience too, right?
Yeah, but I mean, we won the lottery when it comes to the language because you go to China and you're playing for a lot of expatriates, and it's English is the international language of business. So you're also playing to Australians and Irish and Canadians and all that, but you also, the Italian people and Swiss people there speak English.
So what made you then, after 10 years, decide to get an apartment?
My wife, I guess. It just felt like time.
Yeah. And so what are you guys going to do now?
We're doing all kinds of stuff. We're like a mom and pop art making factory. I'm putting out these knowledge nugget videos every Friday on YouTube. And I've got like thousands of books. So my living room is just a big wall of books. So I film them sitting in front of, this bookshelf, and they're just little, knowledge nuggets.
That's cool.
Things that, people should know.
Comedic, obviously.
Yeah.
So what does it feel like that you have a place? Like, I just can't imagine not now you're going in, your books are there, your things are there.
And my wife, she has a kitchen, and it's great. My wife, her ethnicity is Indian, and she really loves to cook. And so many times I lived in apartments where you walk by an apartment and there's like some great ethnic food, and you're like, holy shit, what are those people cooking, right?
Yeah, are you that nice about it?
That's my apartment. Now that's me.
There's other people.
That great ethnic food is coming from my place.
Do you have a car?
No, I've just been taking Uber everywhere.
Did you, like this, you must have saved a ton of money, though, not having a place.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, after all those years.
Yeah, I spent all my money on clothes and travel, So, and it was good to air everything out on storage and see what I've been holding on to. I found all my comedy notebooks. I found my comedy notebook from when I was 17.
Oh my God, I would love to look at that.
It's really great. There's some, remember 1984, Africa was starving? That was on the news every day. Okay, and Men's Fashion had a lot of paisley. Okay, so here's a joke from my 17-year-old comedy notebook. I gave some clothes to charity. The man at the charity shop said these clothes were going to be sent to Africa. Oh, I can see some guy in Africa wearing my clothes going, gee, I hope this paisley vest doesn't clash with my genitals. For 17, that's not a bad joke.
That's not bad
the
at all.
audience loved it. You hear them? They're fucking cracking up.
You should just do jokes
from my 17-year-old notebook.
I guess we all have old stuff. Tapes. You must have a million.
Oh my God, yeah, tons.
I have all my audio tapes from back in. I wouldn't want to listen to them because I'd fucking
and tons of VHS stuff from clubs.
Oh, it was so bad.
Yeah,
last week.
Where's the laughter on that one?
Yeah, but yeah, if I went through, I got bins of fucking big tapes, little tapes, and cassettes. Holy!
Did you have big tapes and little tapes?
You know what I mean? Just like a notebook.
Oh yeah. You at one point you did write something down.
I wrote one thing down.
Did you ever write things down or no?
Yeah.
That's not your process.
I just write the type. I just write the.
You never wrote a joke out ever.
Not really.
Do you do that?
Out.
What's your process?
I write in a notebook, and I'm a real pen and paper guy. And then after I write like 10 or 20 pages, I go back with a highlighter and I'll highlight anything I think might be usable. And then I'll name them like songs,
right.
And then I'll write out. You try them out on set lists and in clubs, and that's how the little saplings grow into trees.
Oh, that's great. No, I love knowing how people do it because everyone has. I mean, Rich makes fun of me because I'll write out jokes that I know work. I don't know why. I
think it's good
like writing out jokes. Sometimes I can't think of a new one. I'll just write an old one, but
I don't make fun of you.
And then whenever you see me writing jokes, you start laughing at me. You're like belittle me.
No, I don't.
Well, I mean, there's that small percentage of comedians that never write anything down, and they're brilliant, and they can go out and crush the place every time.
Yes.
I need to organize my thoughts.
Well, no, I write down like 3 or 4, on my phone. I'll write down 5 words, 6 words. But then I'll go on stage until I get it right.
I can't imagine just trying to figure it out at that point on stage. I guess I don't know. I guess the way that my jokes work in my mind, I don't know if this actually happens or not, but I like it to be like, here's the specific setup with all the words in the right order, and then here's the specific punchline with all the words in the right order. Like, you've gone and done some of my jokes sometimes and they kill, but they're in my mind completely like, oh my God, you put the punchline before the setup, or whatever. And it'll do better than the way I do it, but it's annoying.
Well, the thing is, I'm on the road so much, and I get to do an hour and a half on the road, so I'm going to work it out.
Yeah.
I could never in New York work out, like, I guess New York comics that are going on every night to work out stuff, but that's
I've been doing the Comedy Cellar, and they're 15-minute sets, and I saw Colin Quinn last night, and he said, I had some new stuff I wanted to try, but there's that, it's a packed house, and do you want to kill, or do you want to try new stuff?
Oh, and
that's the eternal struggle for every comedian. But I think the best place to work stuff out is like the long hour sets and wherever.
That is definitely the easiest place to do it, is on the road. Yes, in your hour.
Yeah, between like pillars of strong stuff.
Yes, you got this chunk that works, and and you got another chunk coming up that works.
Yeah, you're gonna throw it right in the fucking middle or whatever. And then if it doesn't work, you just, boom, you know you're going to have something else. And you haven't. And just in New York, there's too much pressure to, you know, you got.
Well, you're going
15
on
minutes.
after guys that just destroy, you know,
Yeah,
four
you're
guys
fucking-
just destroyed the place.
Yeah,
What,
yeah.
you're going to go out and, like, try a new opener?
Yeah. So.
I've done it. I've tried it.
I don't know. There's so many, like.
Stand-up is one of those things you just can never, I feel like, you know, I'll quit when I master it, and then you can just never master
That's
it.
a great thing, yeah. I mean,
That's why I just keep doing it till you die. You literally die trying to fucking make it work.
it's beautiful.
Is it?
Well, it's because most people, when they serve their purpose in life or run out of a purpose, then they die, you know? So.
Oh, so you're right.
Yeah.
There you
But
go.
and
Well,
that's
that's a
one
good
thing.
place to end because we have 1 minute left, so we got
Well,
to
that's what's
do our
great.
plugs.
Oh, okay. What you have anything you want to plug? Websites?
TomRhodes.net is where all my dates are. I have a podcast called Tom Rhodes Radio, and it's on iTunes, everywhere that podcasts are. I'm at _Tom Rhodes on Twitter.
Cool. And this, what else? How do I say it? Cool. That's how radio guys say it. Cool.
Thank you for saying that.
This weekend I'll be at McGuire's in Bohemia, Long Island. Next weekend in Boca, the Black Box Theater, May 13th and 14th, the Black Box. If you're going to buy something on Amazon, please go to Amazon.
Maybe like a book that I wrote called "You're Better Than Me."
Yeah, Amazon.richvoss.com.
If you, I know
Bookmark
your
it.
book's not done, but do you have a title for it?
I have a few. I wouldn't throw it out. now,
okay.
though. Yeah, I'm toying with a few ideas.
Get Bonnie's book.
You're Better Than
You're
Me.
Better Than Me on Amazon.
It's a real page turner, right,
great.
Rich?
How long did it take you to write it, Bunny?
Maybe a year and a half.
Nice.
Yeah, and
She's
then,
a brilliant. She's unbelievable fucking writer.
Thank you. Well, he hasn't
Because
read.
you write things down.
Yes, I wrote it down.
You do the number one thing a writer has to do.
That's right.
You write
I
it.
put pen to paper.
All right. Thanks, man.
Thanks for listening.
Hey,
I
man.
could
Thank
talk
you,
to
guys.
Tom for hours.
Bonnie, I love you. Rich.
I love you, Tom.